if something looks wrong here to you, you are correct. So as you can see, I have taken the pickup off of the 326 square baler. One of the reasons was this pickup sprocket. As you can see, those teeth are looking thin. So definitely gonna replace that sprocket. The pulley's good, we're good with that. But while I have it off, I'm gonna replace the pickup chain here. It's not in terrible shape, but since we already have it off, we're gonna replace it and the drive sprocket. Again, it doesn't look too bad. We'll definitely keep it as a spare, but while I have everything off, figured might as well change it. So another thing we're working is this wear plate back in here. Back where the plunger rides, wasn't in very good shape. Let's take a look. Okay, so hopefully you can see here that there are two pieces of metal here stacked on top of one another. One would be the main frame, and then on top of it is a wear plate. The wear plate definitely had some rust stacking up in between the two. See how the two pieces of metal here are separated? And then obviously back in there, I have peeled up some metal already and began the process of completely replacing that entire wear plate. And then back up top here, ended up cutting out the bottom of this entire cover. And if you look down in here, I'm gonna end up replacing all this here that you see missing. I'm gonna get some new metal cut out and get that welded in there, and hopefully get this thing back to a more stable condition. It wasn't a very big supported, wasn't any supporting issues there per se, but I do want it to be in tip-top shape for when season comes. So that plunger has a lot of action, it has a lot of force with it, so with all that rust in there, I really wasn't confident that everything was just gonna stay together for sure. So rather than just cross our fingers, we're gonna put in the work right now and make sure that's ready to go. Well, when we first got the baler, we noticed that everything wasn't up to par on the pickup. First off, ended up taking off the damaged pickup guard that we have here. You can see what happens when these things get bent. The tines end up coming around and ripping these to shred. So we're gonna get rid of this one, and we're gonna put a brand new one on there. Also found several missing tines that have been either broken or bent up from one thing or another. So we're gonna end up replacing all those before we get into season. Another thing on the pickup area, when we got the baler, it was missing this pickup wheel. This is what rides on the ground, so as your terrain changes, that your teeth aren't digging into the ground, and this will keep you at a nominal height for picking up the hay off the ground, no matter the terrain that you're on. I gotta put a couple spacers in behind it and put a Carter pin in yet, but other than that, this thing's gonna be ready to go in no time. Okay, so now we're around back at the feeder system. Definitely had some parts to replace back here. First and foremost, we had this rear hay fork. It needed replaced. Then I ended up taking this detail off right here, which also connects the feeder bar to this spindle. And when I took it off, ended up finding out that there's a broken bolt in it. So instead of messing around with it, keep it for a spare. We'll also have a new one of those coming. And then we have the new mounting bolt that'll end up keeping this spindle in the same orientation, which it is. It's actually grooved in there. So we'll get that. We got a new spring here ready to go. And we had this rail all taken off here. Ended up having the whole bar taken out, but we do have a spare piece of feeder chain already. I didn't think that it needed replaced just yet, but rather have it just in case. So that was the work that needed done on the feeder system. Okay, so over here on the drive side of the baler, first and foremost, we had to replace the sprocket. It had some missing teeth on it, so already got that replaced and ready to go. All the chains over here did have some wear in them. Also going to keep those as spare, but I'm going to put the brand new stuff on to start season, just so we don't even have to take that chance of having a chain break. So I have all those already, have yet to get them installed. Still working on the wear plate, getting all this metal sheet work done before getting these final touches down. Putting the chain on isn't going to take much time once we get the plunger put back in and get everything back in time. Okay, so as I mentioned, we have the plunger out. Obviously we had to take it out in order to get all the wear work done. While we have it out, obviously we're missing some plates up here in the front and a plate on the side here that ends up keeping the hay from getting in behind the plunger. While we have it out, we're going to replace all the rollers. Not that they're all bad, but again, while I have it out, I'm going to take the time and just make the investment and get the parts changed. So during season, again, we don't want any downtime. Not a whole lot going on the tractor, just some general maintenance. Going to change the hydraulic oil, make sure it's full and ready to go. I got my John Deere oil and filters. I'm going to change the engine oil and filter, fuel filter, both air filters. A couple additions that I already have completed would be the canopy. Definitely wanted to have that. Just not having a cab tractor, and with the humidity that we have out here in the Midwest, definitely wanted to be able to have some sort of shade, some way to get out of the sun, just to make it a little more comfortable while I am out working, with this tractor being my main tractor this year. And then also got a new pair of shoes. If you guys follow my Facebook at Real Welsh Farms, you're going to be able to see my day-to-day posts that I make, just keeping everyone updated. You'll see that I already posted that I got brand new tires in the rear, got new wheel centers for in the rear, new tires and wheels up front. I'm pretty pumped up. Previously this tractor was on a golf course, so as you previously noticed, I had some turf tires on the front. The previous guy had gotten some rear ag tires from a local sale and just put on whatever he could to sell it, and they weren't in the best of shape. They were actually, one of them was in pretty bad shape, so got those changed out and ready to rock and roll. So looking forward to it. And again, not a whole lot going on the tractor, but you will notice that the disc mower is attached. Let's go take a look at it. So as you can see, I've got some new parts, and I got the disc mower painted. It's a Kuhn GMD 66, and it was not in the best of shape. Got it at an auction for a really good price, and really just had some, a bunch of surface rust, hadn't been taken care of all that well. So again, got all new rock guards for the front of it, all new bottom wear plates. I have the rear wear plates, most of them. I have a couple other ones on order, and I'm gonna do all new mounting hardware on the entire cutter bar. So I have a cover for my belt drive on the back, and still have a little bit more work to get done. On the bottom I have some wear plates that need burned off, and I have new ones that need welded on. So a few more nights of working on this thing once the parts come in, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. So I have a new addition to my equipment fleet this year. It is a Frontier TD 1010E 2-basket tedder. Got it from a local dealership. It was a single owner. Guy put up about 80 round bells a year and didn't use it a whole lot. It was always barn kept, so it's in really good shape. And due to the fact that I only have a disc mower and not a conditioner, I really wanted to have this tedder in my back pocket to pull out to decrease that hay time, especially when weather's on its way. Okay, I just wanted to give y'all a rundown of what I got going on equipment-wise this off season. That's all I got for you right now. Fields are coming up good. I've been out to my other 2 fields besides the one I have here at my house, and everything's coming up really good. Definitely have some winter annuals, which are not a big deal, but as far as weeds go and bugs go, I haven't gotten hit just yet, so I have my fingers crossed on that. But again, thank y'all for tuning in, and hit the like button for me, and don't forget to check out my Facebook at Real Welsh Farms. Thanks.